Hello everybody, VR Eagle back here with my third helicopter tutorial. This time around I will be showing you guys all the attachments and gadgets you can get for the gunner in the helicopter. As you can see, I'm in the customization screen, and you get 3 slots just like in the pilot seat. For the gunner you get a bunch of upgrades which are similar to what the pilot can get. You get stealth, which increases your increases the locking time from AIM missiles, IGLAs, and even guided missiles. Useful, but not what I actually use. The autoloader decreases the reload time for your gun. So instead of taking 10 seconds to reload, it takes around 5 seconds. Quite useful because you don't always get your hits on target, so you can just spam that trigger, wait for it to reload in very quickly, and spam that trigger again, killing whoever's in your path. The next one you get is proximity scan. Just like in the pilot, it detects any enemy that is around you. I find this to be completely useful because you're usually flying around and it doesn't pick up many enemies, especially since no soldiers can be in the air instead of being in a helicopter or a jet, and usually you can just see those with your own eyes. The last one you can get is maintenance. As a pilot, what it does, just like the pilot, when you get hit by something, it increases the regeneration on your helicopter's health, making it faster to repair and making it so you only have to hide less time after you get hit by something. Personally, the one I use is autoloader. For the second gadget, you get flares, just like the pilot. It does the same thing. Once the rocket is being shot at you, you can use your flares, and it will distract the rocket, making it miss you and hit something else, like the ground or just explode in the air. The second thing you can get is zoom optics. Quite useful, really useful, and I will show you what they do. Pretty much it makes your aim zoom in, just as it says. So I'm gonna spawn on one of my friends, and as you can see, I'm the gunner in the helicopter. I can shoot my gun like normal, reloads, everything. As you can see, I can see pretty far away, but if I pop in my zoom optics, I can see way closer, being able to shoot targets at longer distances. Quite useful, still not what I use, but if you're flying around way up top, it's useful. For example, if you're in spawn and want to shoot something at alpha, to shoot it down. And that's what it does. Zooms your optics in, as it says.
Because if so, I'll mute my mic.
Alright, the next attachment is a thermal optics. Last gadget you can get in the second slot.
Because I'm retarded.
What this does, it paints everything black, and everything that is living or a vehicle will paint white, bright white. Let me see if I can show you this, because I don't actually have somebody that is on the other team
Gonna play with us.
But as you can see, I have my normal aim here, my reticle, shooting everything. Got some random guy there. What it does, paints everything black, and as you can see, that helicopter is bright as white. It also paints any infantry around white, making them quite easy to spot and kill if necessary. As you can see over there, whoa, why did I turn around? That's pretty much what it does. My favorite gadget to use in this spot is the flares. Easy enough, if your pilot has an ECM jammer to avoid being locked on, and you have flares in case they actually shoot a missile at you, you will be able to survive longer, getting more kills and helping your team more. For the weapon, you can get two things. You can get the guided missile, and you can get a TV missile. The guided missile locks on to any kind of vehicle on the ground. It also locks on to any laser designator vehicles, like that Jeep for example. I'll shoot my missile, it will go over there, and it will kill it, like a boss. This missile destroys any kind of air vehicles if they're laser designated in one shot. And it's quite good for ground vehicles. And the last thing you can do is a TV missile. What did this do? A TV missile? What could possibly be that? A missile that you can control after you shoot it. Once you change to your TV missile, you can move where you aim at the start. As you can see, I'm moving my joystick, but I can actually aim it. What this does is that it shoots a missile, and then you control the missile, which is quite actually hard to control, and try to aim at something and kill it. Perfect. You move it around and boom. For example, I hit that tank. Perfect hit. That's what it does. It doesn't lock onto anything. You can just guide it around and kill anything with it. One time, one of my friends got quite lucky, and while a jet was trying to aim at us, he shot the missile, and the missile hit the jet. It's quite hard to control this missile, but it's quite destructive. The problem with the TV missile is that it's quite hard to control. And even though it's quite useful, I believe the guided missile is more useful because you can shoot any painted target with a laser designator, and you can shoot any ground vehicle that you encounter, doing extra damage if the vehicle is laser designated. And just to end this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly what my favorite setup for the helicopter is. For my pilot, I use a laser painter to paint any vehicle I come across. I use the ECM jammer to get rid of any locks that try to get me, and I use the heat seekers because there's nothing else you can use, and because they're quite useful against air vehicles. It's your primary defense against air vehicles actually. For the gunner, I either use stealth to reduce the time people take to lock into me, or I use autoloader, depending on what I feel like. If I have a good pilot, I use autoloader. If I don't have a good pilot, I use stealth to try and get away from missiles, from missile locks. For the gadget, I use the flares. Even though the other two are quite useful, I believe the flares, as I said before, are the best to get out of any situation and live longer and kill more people. And for the third slot, the guided missile. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.